Well, thank you very much. We've been working on a deal with Japan for a long time. It involves agricultural and it involves e-commerce and many other things. It's a very big transaction and we've agreed in principle. It's billions and billions of dollars. Tremendous for the farmers, and one of the things that Prime Minister Abe has also agreed to is we have excess corn in various parts of our country with our farmers because China did not do what they said they were going to do, and Prime Minister Abe on behalf of Japan, they're going to be buying all of that corn, and that's a very big transaction. They're going to be buying it from our farmers. So the deal is done in principle. We probably will be signing it around UNGA. It will be around the date of UNGA, which we all look forward to, and we're very far down the line. We've agreed to every point, and now we're papering it, and we'll be signing it at a formal ceremony. And I just want to thank Prime Minister Abe and the Japanese people. You've been a fantastic friend, and we very much appreciate it. This is a tremendous deal for the United States. It's a really tremendous deal for our farmers and agricultural ranchers, and also involves other things, including, as I said, e-commerce. So it's very big, and we look forward to it, and thank you very much.
皆さんどうもありがとうございます。農業や電商取引などについて大きな取引を対象にした何十億ドルものを対象にしたものについて非常にいい話をすることができたわけであります。これは本当に我々はこれ安倍総理から同意があったんですけれども、我々はいろんな地域において余剰のトウモロコシがあって中国がやろうとやりますということをやらなかったということで余っているわけなんですけれども、それ全部安倍総理が買ってくださるということになっているわけなんですけれども、我々の合意は原則上終わっているというふうに思いますけれども、長らく我々はいろいろ交渉してきましたけれども、国連総会ぐらいをめどに正式にこれを署名できるように運んでいきたいというふうに考えております。非常に多くの進展を遂げることができて、原則として合意が終わっていて、これから細かく決めていくということで正式に署名をしていきたいというふうに思いますけれども、本当に安倍総理と日本の国民は我々にとって素晴らしい友人でいらっしゃることを大変感謝しております。これはアメリカにとって素晴らしいことで、アメリカの農業者や牧場の人たちや電商取引などいろんな分野に影響のある合意です。
昨年の9月の26日の共同声明にのっとって茂木大臣とライトハイザー推奨座標で今日まで議論を重ねてまいりましたが、23日に工業品そして農産品のコアエレメントについて意見の一致を見たことを歓迎したいと思います。
With regard to the Japan-US trade agreement, a series of intensive negotiations have been conducted between Minister Motegi and Ambassador Lighthizer, in line with the Japan-US joint statement on September 26th last year. And by now, we successfully reached consensus with regard to the core elements of both the agricultural and industrial products at our bilateral consultations on August the 23rd. And I certainly welcome this development.
9月にですね、国連の機会に私が訪米した際、首脳会談を行いですね、調印できるようにを目標にですね、さらに事務的に進めていくところがまだありますから、文章化し、協定を妥結するに至りたいと、調印を目指していきたいと、そのための作業を加速させたいと思います。
And as Mr. President pointed out, next month, at the end of September, both of us are going to attend the UN General Assembly. And on that occasion, I do think that we'll have the bilateral summit meeting. So we certainly would like to set the goal of signing this Japan-US trade agreement, seizing that opportunity. we still have some remaining work that has to be done at the working level, namely finalizing the wording of the trade agreement and also finalizing the content of the agreement itself. But we would like to make sure that our teams would accelerate the remaining work so as to achieve this goal of realizing the signing of the agreement on the margins of the UN General Assembly at the end of September.
両国にとってウィンウィンの形で進んでいることを嬉しく思いますし、両国の経済にとって間違いなく大きなプラスになると思います。
And I'm very happy that both of our teams have been working on this specific issue in a win-win manner, bringing both the benefits to Japan and the United States. And if we are to see the entry into force of this trade agreement, I'm quite sure that there will be the immense positive impact on both the Japanese as well as American economies.
Perhaps you may want to discuss the additional purchase of all of that corn, because we have a tremendous amount right now. And we've been working with the farmers and making very, very large payments for the unfair way they were treated by China. The farmers are very happy. They like their president. They're very happy, but I think it's even better, and I think they're even happier when they hear you're actually buying their product. So perhaps you could say a couple of words just about the hundreds of millions of dollars of corn, existing corn that's there, that you'll be buying.
いかがでしょうか、総理。我々は持っているこれ、何億ドルもの、トウモロコシが今余っている状態なんですけれども、我々の農業者は中国から不正に扱われているということなんですけれども、これに対して私はたくさん彼らに支払いをしてきたんですけれども、彼らは大統領として私のことをとても満足しているわけですけれども、ただそのトウモロコシを買ってくださるというふうに総理が言ってくれるともっと彼らは嬉しいと思うので、少しその点について触れたらいかがでしょうか。
先ほどお話があったトウモロコシについてはですね、これは害虫駆除の観点から今我々購入を必要としている、これは民間レベルなんですが、前倒しでですね、緊急な形で購入をしなければならないというふうに民間も判断をしているので協力できると思います。またそれ以外につきましてはですね、またよく大統領と相談をしたいと思っています。
So with regard to the potential purchase of American corn, in Japan, we're now experiencing insect pests on some of the agricultural products. And there is a need for us to buy a certain amount of the agricultural products, and this will be done by the Japanese private sector. That means that Japanese corporations will need to buy additional agricultural products. And we believe that there is a need for us to implement emergency support measures for the Japanese private sector to have the early purchase of the American corn. Of course, this is something that is already a shared understanding by the Japanese Japanese private sector as well. So that's why, against such backdrop, I do think that there is a possibility for us to cooperate to address this issue. And with regard to further details, I would like to continue discussing with you, Mr. President.
And the Japanese private sector listens to the Japanese public sector very strongly. I'm not sure. It's a little different than it is in our country, perhaps, but they have great respect for the public sector. So when I hear the private sector has agreed to this, we're very happy about that. And I'd just like to ask perhaps Bob and your counterpart if you'd like to say a few words.
日本の民間部門は、公共部門が何かを言うと、うちとちょっと違うか知らないんですけれども、とてもそれをよく聞いてくださるのではないかというふうに思うんですけれども、日本の民間部門はこのようなことについて合意をしているというふうに理解して大変嬉しく思いますけれども、いかがでしょうか。ボブとカウンターパートナーの方いかがでしょうか。
Great, thank you, Mr. President, Prime Minister, Mr. Motegi. First of all, what we have is an agreement on core principles. It has three parts: agriculture, industrial tariffs, and digital trade. And from our point of view, it is extremely important for our farmers and ranchers and those people who work in the digital space. We'll get into the details at another time, but generally, Japan is our third largest agricultural market. They import about $14 billion worth of U.S. agricultural products, and this will open up markets to over $7 billion of those products.
はい、簡単に申し上げますけれども、総理大臣、茂木大臣、今回、コアプリンシプルについて、3つの分野について合意をすることができました。1つは農業、もう1つは、工業の、関税です。で、3つ目ですけれども、デジタル貿易でありますけれども、この合意は我々の、農業ですとか牧場、またデジタルスペースに携わっている人たちにとって非常に重要な内容のものであります。詳細は後で述べるようにしたいというふうに思いますけれども、日本は我が国にとってナンバー3の農業輸出相手国となっているわけなんですけれども、全部で140億ドルぐらいの農産品を輸入してくださっているわけなんですけれども、今回の合意が対象になるのは70億ドルになるわけであります。
In the agriculture area, it will be a major benefit for beef, pork, wheat, dairy products, wine, ethanol, and a variety of other products.
農業について言いますと、牛肉、豚肉、小麦、乳製品、ワイン、エタノール、その他多くの農産品に関しては非常に大きな恩典をもたらす合意となります。
It will lead to substantial reductions in tariffs and non-tariff barriers across the board. And I'll just give you one example. Japan is by far our biggest beef market. We sell over $2 billion worth of beef to Japan, and this will allow us to do so with lower tariffs and to compete more effectively with people across the board, particularly the TPP countries and Europe.
いろいろな分野において関税を引き下げ、また非関税障壁も撤廃する効果をもたらすことになりますけれども、一つだけ例を挙げますと、我が国にとって牛肉の一番大きな輸出市場は日本となっているわけなんですけれども、毎年20億ドル以上の輸入を日本が行っているわけでありますけれども、今回の合意で牛肉に対する関税は引き下げられるわけでありますし、他の国々、特に TPP 諸国とより良い条件で競争できる立場に我が国が立つようになります。
So it's very good news for our farmers and ranchers, but it's also good news for those who work in the digital or e-commerce space, where it is the gold standard of an international agreement. This is an area that not only has been important to the President, but been a particular area of importance to the Prime Minister.
この合意は、農場ですとか牧場ですとかそういうところで働いている人たちにとってだけではなく e コマースの分野においても非常に重要であるわけです。これは e コマースのゴールドスタンダードになるような合意になるわけで、これは大統領にとって重要であるだけではなく、安倍総理大臣にとっても大変重要な分野だと思われます。
So we're very excited about this agreement. We look forward to finishing the additional work and having it be implemented as soon as possible in Japan and the United States.
ということで、我々はこの合意に対して大変エキサイトしておりますけれども、残っている作業をアメリカ合衆国および日本において、終えて、これを完成させることを大変楽しみにしております。
Would you like to say something?
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
like a treasure and Prime Minister. 昨年の9月26日の、両首脳の、共同声明に従って、ライトハイザー通商代表と私の間でして日米貿易協定の、交渉を進めてまいりました。
As Prime Minister mentioned, based on the Japan-US joint statement released by the two leaders on the 26th of September last year, myself and Ambassador Lighthizer had a series of ministerial negotiations on the Japan-US trade agreement.
世界の GDP 第1位のアメリカとそして第3位の、日本、自由主義経済では第1位と第2位の両国がですね、農業、そして工業、さらにはデジタル貿易、こういったところでですね、意見の一致を見た、このことは極めて大きな成果だと思っております。
As we all know, the United States is the largest economy in the world, whereas Japan is also ranked third in terms of the total GDP. And also among the little old economies, we are the very first and the second largest economies. And with this milestone achievement, we now have the full concurrence on various issues covering the agricultural as well as industrial products and also the digital and e-commerce. And the significance of this achievement cannot be overemphasized, and I'm very happy to share this important achievement with you.
今日ですね、両首脳に我々のこれまでの、交渉の結果につきましてですね、確認をいただきました。今後はですね、一日も早くこの署名ができるようにですね、残された作業、ライトハイザー通商代表、さらには日米の事務方とも協力をしてしっかり進めていきたいと思います。Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And on this occasion, myself and Ambassador Lighthizer had a chance to present what we have agreed at the ministerial level, and we successfully obtained endorsement from President Trump and also Prime Minister Abe. So the key mission for both myself and Ambassador Lighthizer is to complete the remaining work as soon as possible. Of course, I have my own team which will focus on completing the remaining work, and I certainly hope that by working hand in hand between myself and Ambassador Lighthizer, and also between the Japanese and American teams, we would like to complete the remaining work as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. President,
Yes.
will
Jennifer,
the auto tariffs remain in place?
are you talking about with regard to China?
With regard to Japan?
Well,
日本の自動車関税が変
there
わる
are a series, there are a series of industrial tariffs that are being reduced. Auto tariffs are not in that group.
い
So
ろ
they
いろ
remain.
いろいろ引き下げになる
It depends. Are you talking about Japan or are you talking about China? Because China is a very different
No,
situation.
No, she's
I'd
talking
love,
about
I'd love to
this.
hear your answer to both.
Well, I can tell you, on China, they remain.
中国
On
の場合は
Japan, they stay the same.
変わりがない
They're staying the same.
日本の場合は自動車の関税が変わる
This is a massive purchase of wheat also, in addition to everything else. This is a very large purchase of wheat. And the very, very large order of corn will go quickly. But importantly, it's something that wasn't in the agreement that we may not even, you may do that as a supplementary agreement. But we appreciate that very much. We just agreed to that on the other side of the door. So I just appreciate that very much, and we'll do a great job, and the farmers are very thankful.
本
Thank
当
you
に
very
これ
much.
小麦を大量に購入することになりますし、また大量のトウモロコシのものも早く実現されるというふうに思うんですけれども、本当にこのこと感謝しております。合意に入っていなかった補完的な内容であるんですけれども、そのドアの向こうの方で総理が合意してくれたばかりですけれども、大変感謝しています。
Mr. President, on a separate issue, there are reports that the Iranian foreign minister is coming to Biarritz. Can you confirm that as you plan to meet with him?
No comment.
イランの外相がビアレッツに来るということについてはノーコメント。
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Press. Right this way. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Press. Let's go.